like sort of derangement point number one is if what everybody's actually looking for is a long-term committed relationship, but there's this sort of invisible change in the sexual mores where people just feel like, well, I'm just going to try the merchandise before I buy. And so it's like you end up in, I'll have sex with you to see, like, is there anything here? But, and then point number two of just complete total derangement is you can be on the apps all the time. Endless choice. Constantly being like, well, I had fun with them, but was it the ultimate fun? Could I have more fun? And so now in a world where women are hypergamous, they're dating over and up, and they can see the level of success via Instagram, whatever, across a wide swath of humanity.
Have you heard what I talk about when I say what hypergamy actually means for women?
Tell me more.
I know that the traditional sense, hypergamy is just, women want someone older, richer, all of these things. I say actually none of that matters. Women, actually their definition of hypergamy is the man that she can't manipulate. That's the only man she'll find hypergamous. A 19-year-old who's dating a CEO who's 40 years old, far more successful than her, taller than her, more grades, more qualifications, everything is above her. You would say that she's hypergamous. I can guarantee you, if she can manipulate every money, every piece, get rent from him, get a car, she will still throw him in the dust and find somebody that she actually respects. That's not hypergamy in a woman's eyes. Hypergamy in a woman's eyes is, we can't fool you. Simple. She would rather be with a man that is less successful, less intelligent. Not that she'd rather be, but she'd be more submissive to a man who's less successful, less intelligent, might even be a bit shorter, but he doesn't fall for nonsense. He knows when she's trying to manipulate him. She can't trick him. She can't manipulate him. So I believe hypergamy is defined purely by the art of manipulation, not actually by the arbitrary things. Of course, we want someone richer and taller, but the baseline of that only matters if you're more intelligent than us. And we don't define intelligence by financial success. We define intelligence by, can I manipulate you, yes or no? If the answer is no, you are not an idiot. You are not going to pay my rent while your own daughter's rent you don't even consider, or you are not going to buy me a car because I slept with you a couple of times. You're not stupid. But if we find that, oh my God, I can tell him that I need his card and he gives it to me straight away, or I can tell him that, I lost my job so I need rent, he gives it to me straight away without me even knowing him that well, just because immediately she loses respect, and therefore the hypergamy disappears.
So I think you're onto a really important addition to hypergamy, but I can hear the men in the comments screaming right now, like, I can't be manipulated, so but I still can't get a date. I think the key to add to that is that it has to be someone that the woman would want to manipulate. And so if she's not drawn to you, attracted to you, finds nothing interesting about you, it doesn't matter that if she tried to manipulate you, tell her to fuck off, you're not interested, whatever. There is a dynamic there. So first there has to be mutual desire, and then there has to be a very mature thing in it. It's funny. So
I don't think men look for mutual desire anymore. I think men with high self-esteem do. I think men with super high self-esteem, I think the baseline is men with super high self-esteem, reciprocity is more important than beauty. As long as she wants him as much as he wants her. And this is like, men with high self-esteem only know what women look like who like them. So they know women to want to take their clothes off. They know women that are calling their phone 24/7. They know women who are initiating sex. That's what men with high self-esteem, that's the type of women they're around. Men with low self-esteem, which is getting more and more, don't care if she wants him, just as long as he gets to touch her. So that's where you'll find these men that go to escorts. You'll find these men that go to webcams, these men that go, travel, passport boys. They don't care if she wants him or not. Just, does she let me have sex with her? They're not looking for mutual desire as much, particularly as they get older.
You think they're not looking for mutual desire, or they have given up on finding?
I don't think they know
desire?
what it even looks like. Because
are you a successful man who has achieved endless heights in his career? Are you somebody who's absolutely made it in his professional life, but his personal life just doesn't seem to match up? Are you somebody who goes through intense highs in business, but intense lows in your personal relationships? You might be somebody who has been blocking out relationships or entering relationships where you don't feel appreciated, or it's lacking the sexual or emotional intimacy that you require. If this sounds like you, then I have a program specifically catered to your needs. I've been helping high-end clients for a really long time, and I'm able to identify the exact problems, the exact causes, and the exact solutions. So if this sounds like you, then please feel free to register below your details.
I don't think they know what it even looks like because they've so replaced mutual desire with attraction from their perspective. I had a video that got a lot of hate where I said that the use of prostitutes is legal rape. And I believe that men who look for mutual desire, they realize that consent is not simply somebody saying yes, it's somebody who wants you as much as you want them. That's what true consent looks like in their eyes. Whereas men who use prostitutes, consent simply means yes, regardless of whether that's manipulated consent or whether that's, groomed or whatever it is, as long as you said yes. So even if you had to get that yes through an envelope on the table, they'll take that yes. They just want permission. But men with high self-esteem, they don't want permission, they want desire. Desire is their true form of consent, when a woman desires them. So I think, yes, I do believe women are delusional with what they want, but there's nothing more delusional than that man that as he gets older and older and older still wants that 19, 20-year-old, but wants her to actually want him. She's not going to want you.
Is Trump raping Melania?
Consensual rape. And there is a thing. It's where the consent is bought on, and as a result, it becomes consensual rape.
So you don't think it's possible that she thinks, ooh, like he's so powerful and so good at what he does.
Powerful and status, all of these things only matter when the underlying attraction is there.
Let's say that my wife is in a car accident and she gets burned. Is she raping me if I sleep with her?
No, because the underlying attraction is there.
Even though physically that's going to be tough.
Physically now it's going to be tough, but your premise for being together is not destroyed because that wasn't the premise of you guys being together. That wasn't the contract.
But if the premise of Melania and Trump is that this guy's smart, he's an amazing politician, businessman, whatever.
Do you think she would be with him if he was broke tomorrow, like lost everything?
Of course not.
Right, so then the premise is the contract says you have to maintain the conditions of which when we first met.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's love and connection and commitment, we understand the conditions can change, but we're committed to you. For them, they're committed to what their side of the deal was.
Let me change my answer slightly. In that, would she stay with him if he lost everything and was trying to rebuild? I don't know. I literally, when I'm surprised, I remember her name. So that is like how not attached to that world I am. But I remember Lisa being very impressed when Melania was asked a question about, why are you with Trump? He's just with you for your beauty and you're just with him for his money. Or just somebody said you're just with him for his money. And she's like, hold on, but he's just with me for my beauty. Like, why is there such a double standard?
Yeah.
Now, my thing is I really do think that there's probably more credit to give to, because what I always tell people is don't worry about getting the money, become the kind of person that can earn that money. So it's like most NBA players will never earn a championship ring, but they should still be just beyond proud of themselves for being so good at something that they were able to make into the NBA. So
they're still the 1% athlete-wise.
Exactly. Become capable of a championship performance even if you never win a championship. So it is possible that somebody is just so good at a thing that somebody finds intoxicating that they're able to get past that. So I agree with my wife. There are things that I'm into with her where the looks can and will fade. And I'm still going to be way into her. But I think that there are far more dimensions upon which people can be connected where I wouldn't call it consensual. Rape. Not that I'm ruling out the concept.
The only reason I would say that is you have to think that is if the condition in which you chose to marry this person, if that was to change, would you still be connected to the person or are you connected to the condition?
I think it's all conditions all the way down. So if I stopped having a growth mindset and being persistent and taking care of myself and finding my path to confidence.
I agree, and same with my partner. I would say the conditions are you have to be kind to me, you have to be loyal to me, you have to be loving to me. Those conditions have to be met. But my underlying and your underlying conditions are not transactional. They're more mutual. They create mutual connection. Whereas for some people, those conditions don't create connection. They are just conditions. So it is just rich. You stay beautiful. You stay rich. And once either of us breaks the contract, we go because there's no actual connection in that creates longevity. Which here's the thing. I have no problem with transactional relationships. I actually think in this
any time and receive a response within 20
mutual desire, they realize that consent is not simply somebody saying yes. It's somebody who wants you as much as you want them. That's what true consent looks like in their eyes. Whereas men who use prostitutes, consent simply means yes, regardless of whether that's manipulated consent or whether that's, you know, groomed or whatever it is, as long as she said yes. So even if you had to get that yes through an envelope on the table, they'll take that yes. They just want permission. But men with high self-esteem, they don't want permission, they want desire. Desire is their true form of consent, when a woman desires them. So I think, yes, I do believe women are delusional with what they want, but there's nothing more delusional than that man that as he gets older and older and older still wants that 19, 20-year-old, but wants her to actually want him.